What's up, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Welcome to the BitLab Academy daily stream. And I got to say, you know what? I remember watching different YouTube channels for several years, and I get so gosh darn frustrated with every single person that was going, that I watched, because nobody was consistent and on time. And I got to tell you, I can't say we're always on time, but I'd say it's about a 95 to 90. It's 95 times out of 100. We are right, within a 30-second window of when we want to go live, we are live. So shout out to everybody also with the pre-stream. By the way, if you're watching this later, get involved. We start this at 10:15 Eastern time every day, but we actually start a pre-stream at 10 a.m. Eastern time. We have a whole screen up. I'm talking back and forth with the community. We're letting them know kind of things coming up, getting people's input on what's going on with, what altcoins they want to see towards the end of the show. So shout out to that. Again, if this is your first time to the show, I can guarantee you it's not going to be your last time, because we break things down here in a non-biased way. We provide the tools, the strategies, the community that's empowering and engaging and knowledgeable. We help to make sure that you have all the tools you need so you can dominate it in this market. My name is Kellam. Welcome to the show. You can find all my information right there. And we're going to be getting right into it today. And I just want to say, one of the easiest ways you can help the crypto community move forward is letting YouTube know you like crypto content. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell, get involved, and join us here. I still cannot believe over 50% of the people that watch on a daily basis are not subscribed to the channel, but you watch on a daily basis. So what are you doing? Join us here. Come on, the water's nice. We don't bite very hard, nibble just a little bit. So jump in here. Let's go ahead and jump right on into it today. If you're watching anywhere else, make sure that you head over to the BitLab Academy YouTube page here at youtube.com/@BitLab Academy. And we got a lot of great content here. We're doing afternoon content now as well. So we have our 10:15 a.m. Eastern time content, as well as our 3 p.m. Eastern time content. That one may adjust sometimes depending on what's going on in the market, because there's a lot of press conferences, FOMC data comes out sometimes anywhere from 2 to 4. So we may adjust sometimes based on that to accommodate, to make sure we can, but it's going to be predominantly around the 3 o'clock window. So big love to everybody. I appreciate you. If you're feeling grateful this morning, throw a 1 in chat. If you've done your push-ups or some form of exercise this morning, I don't care what it is, even if it's planks for 2 or 3 minutes or stretching, we got to not just look at the numbers, not just look at the charts. We got to make sure that the operating system, which is our body, which is our mind, the things that give the output to do the input into the computer to make smart trades, are we treating this machine well? I want to challenge you all to do something active every morning before you get your day started. And I think it's time to get it going. So let's go ahead, dive right on into it. One of the things I want to talk about right here, very, 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 very important signal, short-term holder cost basis. We talk about this in the BitLab Academy on-chain data analysis course. And that is the, yeah, Brad, you're dinging in my ear a lot with the dots. Sorry. So one of the things we got to pay attention to is the short-term holder cost basis, because the short-term holder cost basis is a wonderful, wonderful, and very well known, especially amongst knowledgeable analysts in the space, trend signal, essentially. Like when we see, if we pull up this chart right here, and I pointed this out to Caleb Friends, and I basically taught him this about 6 or 8 months ago, and he could not believe this. Short-term holder cost basis, once you basically break above it in a bull trend, it acts as support, and then you get a separation, you get a strong bull trend. Once you lose it, this was a little bit of an interesting sort of time right here, because yes, we lost it and overtook it back, but this is also, I don't want to call it a black swan, but it was a very dark gray swan, and this was the Chinese mining ban on Bitcoin. So we had a lot of selling pressure here from the speculation about what that meant, but also when over 30% of the mining power, I think it was quite a bit more than that, 38% or something like that, of Bitcoin mining power hash rate was in China. So when they turn off their miners, they have to move their businesses or shut their businesses down. And then what do they have? A lot of capital that they've raised in the industry that they're in this case, Bitcoin. So they're forced to also, there's speculation. Part of this is speculation. Part of this is action. Sell some of their Bitcoin. And when you have, miners with a lot of Bitcoin forcing to shut down and the hash rate drops, hash rate also provides us some context of the intrinsic value of the network. Lets you know how strong and how secure and how much confidence miners have in the network. So when hash rate drops and there's selling pressure and there's speculation of selling pressure, you get this right here. So yes, the price dropped, but we did rebound back up. Everybody was really hoping for that $100,000 price. So there was no selling. There was not really any new buyers here, but there was a lack of conviction. Sorry, there was a lack of expectation from longer term holders of the desire to sell. So this was just the strength of holders, lack of available supply, and basically speculation driving this up, which is why we didn't really go up. No new capital, no new buyers. Of course, we're not going to get much higher all-time high. Was this an all-time high again? Yes. People can argue that it wasn't because of the empty money supply. There's a substantial amount of inflation in this period as well. So the dollar is worth less, so it took more dollars to get it to the same price point. That's splitting hairs. We're talking about the short-term holder cost basis. Once we lost this, look at this, found support. Once we lost this, rejection, rejection, and then this was essentially about, we could argue, the start of this bullish impulse. We had a little bit of a push here, but up until we hit this short-term holder cost basis right at this zone, what is short-term holder cost basis? Let's back it up a second. Short-term holder cost basis, important metric. You have long-term holders, you have short-term holders. The metric that's used from a lot of basically analysis from Glassnode, I think they're the ones that really determine this metric, is 155 days. Not a huge amount of time, right? Now, the difference, though, the reason why they selected that amount of time is because there's an anomalous, not exorbitant, what's the word? Exponential difference between coins that are held less than 155 days and coins that are held past that mark. If you're holding for more than 155 days, there's a wealth of statistical data that suggests that coin is not going to, it has a substantially less likelihood of moving in the face of some small price movement. And there's a less likelihood that it's going to be traded. Under 155 days, you have weak hands, you have retail, but you also have day traders, you also have scalpers, you also have, so not everybody, some people with the types of coins they hold, meaning different wallets they have, different baskets of where they're allocating their capital, whether it's in exchanges, whether it's in derivatives exchanges, whether it's on ledgers, whether it's in different wallets, different places. Some coins you hold might be considered long-term held coins. Some coins you hold might be in a short-term holder a short-term holder basket that you're trading a lot of, and that's okay. But when we're talking about short-term holder realized price or short-term holder cost basis, in this case, what we're looking at is the average price of every coin on the Bitcoin network, every coin in circulation. And the data set here, this is looking at the length of time held for every coin in circulation. And so now this excludes all coins held 155 days or longer. So it's only looking at the average price of every coin in circulation that's been held for less than 155 days, aka it's been traded or moved within the last 155 days. And what was the price of Bitcoin for that coin the last time it moved? So you're getting a very strong metric about what's the average price of all the short-term held Bitcoin the last time it moved. And so what we get is when we're below this line, strong bearish trend. When we're above this line, strong bullish trend. If we actually go out a bit further, let's actually come over to Glassnode. We're going to pull this up in a second. We can come back to this. Actually, we're going to look right here. That's actually also not where we're going to look. Let me come off my page real quick. I don't have my chart up, but that's okay. I'm going to pull it up in a second. I went through, was diligent, and my computer was going, the BitLab site, the BitLab Academy site was going slow, and I was looking at on other people's computers, and it was going so much faster on theirs. So I bit the bullet, and I did this deep clean of my computer, clean all the, I had like 12,000 website cookie cache. I was like, I cannot believe I had so much. I was trying to make sure I saved some logins to certain stuff I don't have access to. And I was like, you know what? I just went through and completely cleaned up my system, but it logged me out of everything. So I'm having to log back into some things and realize I don't have the passwords to other things. So now that we're logged back in, we're going to look at where is cycle valuation? This is the on-chain data chart that I created, the Bitcoin trend fib opportunity zones. It's basically different Fibonacci expansions or redactions of the realized price, which is the average price of all coins on the network the last time they were moved. We could turn off all these basically expansion, these different things here. And I just want to look at the, there we are. So now we have, why is this still on? Okay. So now we have this pink line right here is a short-term holder cost basis. You can see once this breaks above it right here, it rides this for some time until about where the halving was, which was about, I think the halving was about right here, or it was either here or here. But it was, the point is we're riding on top. We're using this as support until we finally break away and we get separation in this parabola. Same thing happens right here. We had it twice here. Strong bullish trend once we broke above this. Once we broke below it, we had a lot. We had quite a ways down. Broke back above it, rode it as support, went parabolic. Broke below it, rejection, and where we're at right now. This is something that we really need to pay attention to, because look at that. What does that show you? Now we had a little bit of a deviation below the short-term holder cost basis right here, but we're starting to get a deviation below now. The question is this price action that moves below the short-term holder cost basis, the short-term holder realized price, another way to say it, is this going to be a deviation, or is this going to actually break down, come up, find rejection, and move lower? We've got to pay attention to this because this is a very important metric. Why is this important? Because this is a data metric that's letting us see the psychology of the short-term holders on the market. We don't want this to spill over into the long-term holders, because right now, one of the things that's keeping us where we're at is the strength of the long-term holders, not in a capitulatory sort of mind frame right now, but things can move quickly in this market, and we've seen that. We can see that when we had this price action, right here, I mean, look at this from what's the date? February 2nd, 2019. To basically 5 months later, that, I mean, this was a multi-100% move right here, 300 or 400% move. Actually, it was way more than that. It was, so this was 3,400 up to, it was like $13,800. So large move, short period of time. Again, right here, I mean, very quick move. Quickest move, one of the quickest moves we've seen this year was this capitulation out of FTX. Consolidation, and then this, I mean, rocket ship up. It's almost like this massive inverted Bart Simpson pattern. It's quite wide for it to be that, but we see just very fast movement up. It's also because there's no levels right here for this to have. There's no levels for this to find resistance on. It also cut right through the short-term holder cost basis. The question is here is when we look over all the way to the right here, are we going to get a small deviation below, liquidity trap, bear trap to the downside? Get the crypto savvies out there and the capo, different personalities on the market that think still think that now we're starting that move down to 9,000 or this, and everybody has a right to their opinion. I'm not calling anybody out in a negative way, but I don't see that. I do see that if this does break down and we come up like right here, if we find rejection instead of breaking through this, then this is suggesting that the short-term holders that are out there are going to start capitulating. What we want to watch, if we see that, is let's come over here to favorites. Let's go down. Actually, let's go back over to Glassnode. I put that in favorites. So favorites. Let's go back down to, we talked about this the other day, the exchange net position change. Remember, I was talking about this sharp move back towards the zero line, meaning there's fewer and fewer and fewer net flow coming off of exchange. We don't want to see this oscillate to having this green wave, meaning people are moving their coins onto exchange. And one of the things that we've noticed is the short-term holders are actually the ones that are moving their coins onto exchange. So they're in a little bit of a capitulation right now. We don't want to see that translate over to the long-term holders, because the long-term holders are currently holding, I think it's like 75%, or it's addresses. I don't want to go searching for the chart. I don't have it saved right now. Long-term holders, the illiquid supply, the coins that are being held off of exchange and private wallets and ledgers and all these things. if they start moving their coins onto exchange, it could mean something much worse is in the cards. So we need to pay attention to that. Now, coming back over to this chart, we're riding right on that edge. We can also see on the Rational Roots Bitcoin strategy platform, he's got essentially 3 bands here. He's got this band right here, which is a short-term holder cost basis. Remember, cost basis, realized price, essentially 2 different ways to say the same thing. We've got this down here, he calls it the mezzanine, and then we have down here the floor. So if the price does break down, currently the floor is down here at $17,241. So that's, based on metrics, historical analysis, cutting out other data sets and creating a focused model about where price could go. This is nice to see that a model of where a floor could be is below where the previous low was. Our true low currently this cycle down to the $15,600 or whatever the number was. But we got to pay attention to this, because not only are we riding on the top of the short-term holder cost basis, aka a potential of much further downside, even here, which we still had an uptrend. Look, we lost this, and when we lost this went all the way down in between this mezzanine level and the floor. So if this were to happen, this would be somewhere between 21,000 and 17,000. And I'm not saying it's going to go there. I want you to know what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we've got to see where models suggest we could go, plan for it, and then look at all the analytical data points that we can to form a thesis about what we think, what you think as individuals. I'm going to share some of my thoughts, but you still got to figure out where you want to pull the trigger, where you want to protect your risk, where you want your capital to flow within this market. I'm merely here sharing my ideas and things I'm looking at. And again, none of this is financial advice. This is strategy advice. This is advice about different tools and analytical points you can integrate to build your strategy that will work for your risk tolerance, for your time horizon. Because I may say I'm selling, which remember, I sold a substantial amount of altcoins about 2 weeks ago. Everybody thought I was crazy. Well, I'm buying your bags. Well, let's go ahead. Let's dip over to the charts. I sold, I think it was roughly, it was longer ago than that. It was roughly about here, I believe. It was here or here. It's one of these 2 points. It might have been here. I think it was here, actually, because the price pushed up and everybody's like, you're an idiot. You shouldn't have sold. But what I was looking at is the structure that we were just talking about, the price action rolling over. If we look at this, come back over here. I already have it drawn on this chart right here. Remember, I talked about the other day on the BitBoy Crypto TA section I did that we have this Elliott wave, this 3 push, 1, 2, 3, or a 1 push retracement, 2 push retracement, 3 push. So we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves, which also, I'm not just going to look at that. Does this wave look like it could be a local top? Well, let's look left on the chart. Man, a lot of work there. And remember, when we zoom back out again, and I know some of you that watch me on a daily basis, you've heard this, but I look at this stuff on a daily basis. I reinforce or try to debunk the thesis I have so I can make sure I'm always making the best decision. For those of you that are tuning in for the first time, yes, okay, Elliott wave. Let's ignore the Elliott wave, okay? Let's ignore that. Let's actually come down here. Where is Elliott wave? There we go. Mute. So, and actually we could turn off the BitLab intelligence as well. Price coming up here. We see the momentum starting to get weak because this is not pushed. This is not breaking this level. Why, if you ever see something, why is it not breaking this level? What you do when you're zoomed in on this and you see this, it's not breaking this level. What the heck? Before you even draw lines, go like this on your chart. Zoom out and look left. Go to a larger time frame than you say you're on the 1 hour. Go to a larger time frame, 12-hour, daily, 3-day, whatever you want to look at. And when you do that, looking left, we see a substantial roadblock, substantial roadblock, substantial roadblock. All of this, mind you, all of this within the same zone of price action. So we see this has been roadblocks in terms of support here, lost support. So it's been critical support. In this case, it was, come here, you sucker. In this case, it was for 515 days worth of support propping up this market. So then what you do is you create a little box like this if you'd like to. And then you just stretch it out across to the right and you say, oh shit, that's why it hasn't moved forward. Or at least that is a component that can give me some data point as to why price action rejected at the bottom side of this range here. You see, rejected up near the top side of this range, came back down, tried again, rejected at the top side of this range. Now there is something you can note here. This rejected at the bottom, this rejected at the middle, this rejected at the top. So there has work that has been done. Imagine a wall and you have a pickaxe, the big wall. You know, you can think of Count of Monte Cristo when he broke out of prison. You can just think of a wall, concrete, and you're sitting there chipping away at it like this with just a little ball peen hammer or something, you know, pickaxe or something. It's probably going to take a while to get through that because there's effort. There's a lot of effort made to build that wall to hold something in. Now, price action acts in the same way sometimes, where when you zoom back and you see there's been a lot of concerted support at this level, and then once this level is dropped, you know this was big support, because once this level was lost, look what happened. Bam! So then we see here, this is chipped away at it, chipped away at it, chipped away at it. Now the price is breaking down. I find this incredibly attractive as an investor and as a trader, because I see a lot of work has been done to get there. I also see the Bitcoin halving is coming up. We also know what has happened in previous cycles leading into a halving and post-halving. Something of a similar context is likely to happen. And so any price action that isn't ultimately super bullish right now makes me so thankful, grateful. Thank you, Lord Bitcoin, that we have another opportunity to make sure that we can be in position to take advantage. I don't care anything that happens here, as long as I don't lose capital. I want to protect myself from losing capital here. In fact, I want to figure out ways to add to my portfolios, or if I'm not adding it in those moments to my portfolio, adding it to my dry powder every week. Even if I don't buy something, I pretend I'm buying something. I buy myself opportunity. I make myself allocate money out of my weekly paycheck or my, the capital coming into an account, even if it's fiat, into an account that I know is 100% designated for crypto. And then when I see the opportunity, boom, deployed, I have the capital on the side to do that. I don't have to go out and take a loan to X, Y, and Z. So this right here, we know this was an important level. We've chipped away at it, but we got a deviation above this line here. Are we about to get that opposite here, the deviation below, which we have two different versions of a rising wedge here. This line with this one and this line with this one. So either way, we're looking at a rising wedge. Rising wedges tend to break out to the downside. And what are we doing? We're starting a breakout to the downside. So where do we go? Some people want to say this is a head and shoulders. I don't like head and shoulders with very steep angle like this. So I think what's more appropriate on this is to look at this like we did with the Elliott wave, or just pulling up our BitLab trading stack here and see that we have this 50 moving average. Look at this: support, 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 support. It's come up, support, lost support, deviated back above it. We've lost that support again. And look how strong this support was here. So where we're at right now, being below that 50 moving average, that trend signal line, let's go ahead and delete. Let's actually not delete this. Let's make this a lot less transparent. There we go. We've lost this level now. The question is going to be, we're on the 3-day chart. Where is this going from here? Well, let's talk a little bit about the context. We're going to do a bunch more TA, but before we do that, we got to jump in and see what the hell is going on today. What's pushing the price around? What's going to be the incentive in the narrative of the sentiment of the traders that are participating in this market? Price analysis is great, but I really like to make sure that we have an idea of what's going on in these markets. So let's go ahead and continue on here. I just want to continue on what I said with this. One of the ultimate, what trend am I in signals? Above short-term holder realized price, typically in bull market. Below short-term holder realized price, bear. And look at this. I mean, he posted this an hour ago. Price was 28,475. Short-term holder realized price at that time was 28,474. So on multiple different he's looking here on Chain Exposed. I looked on Glassnode and on Looknode. All of them calculate slightly different based on the access to what coins they're looking at, but all of them are showing that we are breaching that. The question is going to be, is there going to be a follow through? So let's go ahead and continue on here. Looking at this, another pressure on the market also from our boy Caleb Franz, and I love Caleb. Trying to think 2 steps ahead for the NASDAQ 100 QQQ. Kelly, we want to talk about Bitcoin. Great. Let's zoom out a little bit and see what's affecting Bitcoin. We got to talk about that risk narrative in the markets. QQQ. This is essentially, you know, the NASDAQ 100 trust, okay? You're basically getting an index of what the smart traders are, you know, you're getting a better look at what's happening with traditional assets, okay? Looking at this, and look at this on the 1 day, we have a head and shoulders here that potentially could be forming. Currently, we just have a push up here, and one of the indications that this will likely break down is that, look at this, W bottom, push up, another W bottom here, push up, consolidation, push up, small consolidation, push up, consolidation, and this is the key. Understand price action and chart formations, push up, M formation at the top. This is typically a top of market sort of potential reversal indication. We also have a lower high all of a sudden here, and this lower high is followed by, currently we have the same low. We want to see what's the resolution going to be out of this, whether this forms a new low here and continues down, or we get a small relief rally at this point and comes down. Now, again, we want to talk about Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins, Shibarium. We'll pull it up just because some of you guys want to see it. But there's bullish structures forming here, and we're also below this previous high all the way back over here in 2022. So on this relief, all this currently was a relief rally, and we're starting to see the top signs for that relief rally with the lower high. There could be some things at play coming in. There's a lot of speculation. We still could be seeing a recessionary nature in the economic environment coming up. Everybody says we had it, but did we? We have this massive relief in the face of, you know, everybody's running out of tools. We're starting to see China starting to print liquidity again. Liquidity could be good, but it's not the only thing from China, I mean, but it's not the only thing we need to look at. So let's continue on. We got a lot to go over today. Stay with me here, everybody. Got 202 people in the room, only 121 likes. Let's get over 200 likes today. I'll give away a free, we're going to give away tomorrow. No, we'll do it today. We get over 200. Let's do 220 likes today. We'll give away a 3-month membership to the new BitLab Trading Stack for free. So go ahead and get those likes up. Everybody should be hitting that like. And if, again, we have over 55% of the people that watch on a daily basis that are not subscribed. You're here every day. Hit them numbers, baby. Hit that subscribe button. Now, continuing on here. This is another bearish narrative here. 10-year treasury yield is nearing the highest level seen since financial crisis. Are we going to break through this? Are we going to break down? So we got to pay attention to what's going on here. I don't want to focus too much on that, but let's coming over here. I have a couple articles we got to go through. Here's what one of the smartest investors on the planet is saying about Bitcoin right now. Okay. Bitcoin might be straddling no man's land, but Kathy Wood and ARK Invest believe it's set up for long-term potential. So I just want you all to notice right now. Did I bring up a couple things that are indicating some bearishness on the market? Yes, but wait 1 second. It's not all bearish. There are some bearish signals out there. We got to pay attention to them. We got to plan and identify targets that we can utilize to capital. I mean, the most money is made with these wealthy people when everybody gets scared, they capitulate, the market goes down. It's like, it's the end. That's when they dive in and they get these incredible low prices on the assets that they're diving into. And then they're able to take profits long before you need to, because you waited so long to get in that you're waiting and you're just greedy, waiting for the price to continue going to higher, and then it just reverses on you and you're not able to capitalize on taking really healthy profits. You know, when we talk about smart money in the markets, let's kind of come over here real quick. before we go on with that article. If we look at the where's my favorites? Bitcoin right here. Smart money. Talk about people with smart money. 10,000 Bitcoin or more. What do they do with their asset? Well, look at where they took profit. What do I mean by taking profit? How do I know they're taking profit? Because the number of wallets with 10,000 Bitcoin or more, look, they're scaling. They're starting. Yeah, a lot of people capitulated here. They're starting to scale up here at the bottom. Scale up here. They did sell off a little bit here. Look at this, scaling up, scaling in. That's more large wallets, you know, under like 1,000 to 10,000 size wallets, 1,000 to 999,000, 1,000 to 9,999. Scaling up, meaning there's more and more wallets becoming 10,000 plus. They're buying this scary factor right here. A little bit of offloading and then layering in a little bit more here at this bottom. But then look, I want you to pay attention to where they start scaling out. Where is this price point? Right at the top of that deal. Let's go in a little bit further so we can. Okay, this top right here is right at the previous all-time high. Previous all-time high, they weren't worried about capitalizing on getting more. Because they already got in down here and down here. And these are large wallets. So some of them got in way back here, way back here. So they're taking profits as soon as we break the previous all-time high because they know this is not going to be something that's just going to, there has to be some sort of pullback and bear market at some point. Once you break, at this point, it was unbelievable that we broke $20,000. At this, you know, right when we broke 17,000, large wallets, you can see this. They're offloading. Who are they offloading to? Well, let's go back. Let's go back to the start. Again, if you have not, make sure you're following me here at Kelly Kellam, Kelloy, Kellam. But look at this chart right here. We talk about it regularly. Smart money buys these lows. Smart money, black one, smart money buying. Smart money buy these lows. So right here is this point right here is where the large wallets were starting to offload right in this zone. And then what happens? Look, smart money take profit zone. And who are they taking profits from? They are basically taking profits from people buying the hype. The higher you go, the higher risk you go, and the stupider you are for buying when you have these levels. Unless you have a 10-year time horizon, which somebody up here buying the hype, they don't have a 10-year time horizon. Because they're obviously not thinking strategically if they're buying the top of a market. And I don't want you to buy the top of the market. And I don't want you to only buy the bottom of the market. I want you to identify signals that can let you know when you're in a healthy asymmetric risk buying opportunity. Utilizing all these tools that we talked about. Let's go ahead and jump over here and see what Kathy Wood said. We're just going to scroll through this. Don't worry. We're going to get back to a bunch of TA here in a moment. So let's see right here. Record low volatility. We've been talking about that for a while. Considering the current landscape resembles more of a bear market, however, the lower volatility shouldn't be all that surprising. However, volatility is unusually low. In fact, Bitcoin's volatility hit a 6-year low in July and remains hysterically low levels. We know that. We're talking about a big move coming. I want you to realize when we were talking about the big move coming, this is not the big move. If you feel like we just crashed, if you feel like we really broke down, you haven't been in Bitcoin very long. So looking at this right here, there was something else I want to show. The hodlers are holding back. Several decreased trading volume, decreased network activity. So, I mean, we're not seeing a lot. Considerable macroeconomic obstacles. This is what a lot of people, a lot of the big capital is a little bit reluctant right now. And this is why we were talking about back here when we're looking at, you know, traditional markets, because the risk narrative right now tells people it's hard for people to comprehend what Bitcoin is and where it's going to go. And it does still fall under the category, if you're an active investor or trader right now, even though it shouldn't be, because the basic fundamentals of what Bitcoin is, it does still, based on the narrative of how big money is trading it and how retail and it's not quite to the point where it is a hedge against the fiat system. It still trades as a risk asset. So smart money still trades it as that. So it's at the time, for the time being, a little bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy. So considerable macroeconomic obstacles is looking at the market. And, we looked at this other metric yesterday. Remember, let me come back over here. Where is it? This one, this right here. Considering inflation, the stock market has not passed the highs it had back in 2007, 2008. So all this, if you adjust the asset prices for the M2 money supply and how much money has been printed, we have basically not really made new highs. We're basically coming up, and we're currently at this zone right now of potentially rejecting off of it. So there's a lot of considerations right now. We saw the Fed minutes also. This is enough of Kathy Woods. Bitcoin slips after Fed minutes flag potential future interest rate hikes. Why does Bitcoin give a shit about this? It should be a hedge against this. Well, people are still trading it as an asset to make money. It's not used as a long-term store of value yet. Some people, yes. People that bought much lower, yes. People that are buying now and know they're going to hold for 10 years or longer, yes. The far majority of the market is looking at this as an opportunity to make a lot of money. So they don't like seeing the volatility. And if it starts going down 15%, they get out at a loss. And then they buy in again when it's 40 or 80% higher, because we don't have patience. I want every one of you, I want us to be patient. I want us to understand that there are still things at play that discredit the true fundamentals of Bitcoin. In what I mean by that is the fundamentals are there, but it's going to trade like risk assets for the time being. And if capital's coming out of the right now, quantitative tightening still, are we going to get a tighter economic environment with higher interest rates? Are we going to get another rate hike? So the Fed minutes, AKA the FOMC meeting last month, about 2 to 3 weeks after, typically 2 to 3 weeks after, they have the minutes, which is essentially, here's an outline of what we talked about. And essentially they're a lot more hawkish than hawkish, meaning we're looking at we still need to do stuff to hold the economy back. So, we still need, there's still time for patience. I'm so gosh darn bullish about where the market's going, but as it stands right now, we might get an amazing green candle. We might get an amazing green candle that just shocks everybody, and I'm there for it. I have plenty of allocated in longer term in swing trades. My medium to higher risk stuff, I basically sold quite a bit of about 2 weeks ago, which was I would actually argue a bit of an aggressive move. But rest of my portfolio is set as it is. So I was like, I'm going to take this move because I'm seeing this, and I'm going to buy lower on this medium high risk sort of portfolio, that sort of allocation. Because I have different portfolios that I utilize that all have different time horizons. My long-term time horizon, my swing trading, position trading, and then also my shorter term. I'm trading the swings and not quite scalping, but a couple multi-day sort of trades, and that sort of portfolio, that's the one that I sold, and it's a smaller allocation of everything else. So let's continue on here. Bitcoin holders slip underwater, on-chain metrics show. This is what I was going to bring up over here. If we look, let's go back to the STH. The short-term holder, NUPL, a lot of great acronyms in on-chain data. That is right here. We can see net unrealized profit and loss. So we can see coins that are being held, are they being held under the price point at which they bought, or are they being held above the price point from which they bought? So the unrealized profit or loss, that's what unrealized means. We can see that short-term holders are, and this is 2 days old. I would make the argument that this is likely below this now. I mean, they are below it now based on where the price is. We can tell that there, yeah, because the price there is 28.7. We're down at 28.3. And this is, yeah, I mean, so what I want to look at is in past previous price action, we had this massive dip down, large run up. We barely dipped into the yellow here on this, which is optimism. That very quickly turned to anxiety as this came right back down to fear. Came back down to fear. We got a little bit of a bounce up. Are we going to dip back down? Not only in the red, but are we going to dip any sort of substantial amount down into the red? Got to pay attention to that. Yeah, this is looking like it's barely holding on to a level here as well. Short-term holder MVRV. There was something else I wanted to show you, and I can't remember what it was. RHODL. Ooh, look at this. This is rolling over. This is a measurement of the 1 week to 1 to 2 years. So basically the short-term holder to the medium long-term holder coins. Are we going to get this dip back down? Everything is pointing to some sort of larger correction here. And a larger correction just means larger from where we're at now. So let's just pay attention to it and be ready if the narrative flips and this is all a bear trap narrative, that then buyers just come in and it rockets. Because you never know what could happen with Gary Gensler, with the court case with GBTC. There's a lot of different things that could flip this on its head immediately. So we got to pay attention to that. There's something else I want to show. Yeah. Yeah. Boom. Oh, positive. Argentina, Bitcoin soars. I don't know if it soars. As Argentina, Javier Milei wins a presidential primary. It's another world leader that's very Bitcoin, potential world leader, I should say. He wins a primary. If he were to come in, he wants to actually do away with the Argentinian central bank and only use Bitcoin, which is, something positive on the stage. So I'm talking some bearish narratives here, but we also have some very bullish things in the wings. We also have right here, Bitcoin spot ETF, SEC allegedly staged fake opposition letter. What does this say? A new revelation threatens to cast shadow of the SEC handling Bitcoin spot ETF applications, which are currently up for deposition. The central question emerges. Is SEC Chair Gary Gensler sharing an undisclosed affiliation with an organization opposing the spot ETF? So this is interesting. The spot Bitcoin markets have a history of artificially inflated trading volumes due to rampant manipulation and wash trading, are highly concentrated and rely on a selected group of individuals and entities to maintain Bitcoin's network. This is just, there's going to be, I feel like there's going to be something that happens in regards to the U.S., the Supreme Court, the SEC, and Gary Gensler. They're going to be like, either, hey, you need to go sit over there in the corner because you're a dumbass, or he's going to be replaced, or there's going to be an executive order or an executive nudge because presidential primaries are coming up. So is there going to be something where even if you do or don't like Biden, it doesn't matter? Let's think about the tactics that are needed to win a presidential election. Most of the other candidates all are basically vocally in support of Bitcoin in some capacity, engaging with that sort of community. Could, and this is very speculative, could Biden, because he's doing so poorly in his approval ratings and they're coming up, the economy's not in the hottest spot right now. It's kind of China, the US, world, where we fit in that picture, wanting to be world dominant in all things that we do. In this case, crypto markets, crypto ecosystem. Could there be something that happens in the next 6 to 8 months where if the SEC is dragging its feet, let's be honest, they're not only dragging their feet are all the way up to their knees in mud. Could the administration currently push them in direction of engaging more positively with the crypto ecosystem? Mass approval of some, 5 or 6 different spot ETFs before the beginning of the year. These are all things that I think about as potentials. I think that's not as likely to happen. But the things I'm thinking about, PayPal, another positive thing here. Guys, you see, I don't just show you negative stuff. I want to show you the full skew of what's going on in the market and then look at the price action so we have a clear picture about where the pressures are. PayPal's game-changing move, Ledger integration enables seamless in-app Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple buying. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple. I wonder if it's more, but and Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash. Okay. I like how you can see where the bias is, but it's also the largest communities in terms of the people writing the article. But this is big. I'm not a big fan of PayPal, but what I am a fan of is adoption. What I am a fan of is people around the world, whoever plants the seed of Bitcoin and crypto, and I don't care or how it gets in their brain. I just care that people become aware of this. And when you have access points like this to people that have been using PayPal for 15 years, their business is integrated with it. They've been, they trust it. They stop thinking of this narrative as that was being told for 10 years. Bitcoin is something that's bad for illicit activity. No. You know what's been used for illicit activity since the day it was ever used ever in the history of anything? Always money. The fiat currencies. Think about how many hundreds, not billions, hundreds of billions of dollars that are still in the biggest banks in America that is basically being money laundered for the Mexican drug cartels. What are you talking about? There was a CIA report on Bitcoin and crypto, and where they did a deep dive on illicit activities, and there was, I'm talking substantially smaller amount on a percentage basis of what crypto and Bitcoin is used for compared to illicit activities that are tracked on fiat. So let's just think about that. Now, I think it's time. We got a couple more things. Ethereum enters ETF realm. Valkyrie bids for Ether-based ETF. Great. Another positive thing. That was just an image for the thumbnail. Now it's time to come over here and look at what we want to look at. Here we go. Now it's time to get into the TA. Everybody throw, again, after everything you read, is your narrative still the same? Do you think Bitcoin's going to close the day below where we're at now? Or do you think it's going to close the day above where we're at now, potentially even testing this? Do you think, comment in the chat right now and comment below if you're watching this later, do you think Bitcoin is moving down or up in today's action? Where is today's action going to dominate? Now we're looking here on the 3-day. We've already looked at all the macro stuff on this. We know this on Bitcoin. We have some potential. I don't know what that's doing there, but we got a couple levels we can watch just on basic strategy. We see not only is this level here, it's also here, it's also here. This is a big level that we got to watch. Big level we got to watch for Bitcoin is right here, 24, basically 24.8 up to the top of the wicks, which is 25.2. So that's the region. We're going to draw a box right there. It's going to be just like this. We're going to take this line off of it. There we go. So we got to pay attention to this box. Now, another thing there's two more things that we need to look at on this, considering if things are going down and if things are going up. One thing is, let's do a larger Fibonacci. You can do option on your Mac. You can do option F on PC. I believe it's Alt F. It might be Control F, but that gives you your quick key for your fib. We can see right here, the 382 on this major move is right about right here. The golden pocket is all the way down here at 21. So we could hypothetically, if price action does break down, price action could come all the way down to this golden pocket, and this would still be a bullish structure. Now, it would be scary as shit. It really would, because we'd be losing this major level, this 25. I personally would like to, I would like it for, just for my stress and, the engagement online and people's mood. I'd like it to stay above 25. My wallet would not mind this coming down here and even testing down to the 786, really scaring people somewhere around $20,000. I think that's less likely. I think in reality, if I had to put not a wager, but if I had to put a number on it, I see if price does, remember, I'm saying if, I'm not saying it will. If price does break down from here, and this is not a deviation coming back into this, I think that I'm seeing a higher likelihood that will probably be somewhere, the liquidity around this area right here. If we put a box on it, that would be basically like from the bottom here to this zone here. Let's go to make this a different color. There. That would be basically testing testing the 25 region. Even if we deviate a touch below it, I do think there's going to be a lot of liquidity coming in, people buyers coming in to take advantage of price at these levels, especially with these two rejections and the support here. I think there's going to be liquidity here if price breaks down to this level. Now, if we look a little more zoomed in, let's go to the 12-hour. Double click on this on the right side. Let's delete this trend line, and we're going to look at this right here. Now we're going to do a fib from this, two different ranges. So on this range, we've got a golden pocket right here. We can actually come off this. I already have it drawn over here. We have a golden pocket right here, which is down at the 27.3 zone. And this is within, see this green box right here is part of the BitLab volume. These are order blocks that automatically populate. That also, you also get basically the visual, the volume profile here. As you can also, if you wanted to, you can also come over here and turn on the volume delta. Where's it at actually? Show delta. And that lets you know whereas if you're predominantly buying or selling, you know, what's the dominant on that volume sector. I usually have mine off total. Actually, you can also see how much total volume you have. There's so much stuff on here. I can't wait to share this with you guys. This is rolling out very soon. The full BitLab trading stacks. For anybody that's tuning in for the first time, what I'm talking about is here we have the BitLab intelligence, which is this right here with the bearish and bullish signals, as well as trend shifts, as well as divergences. You can see right here when you put your mouse over, you see you have bullish divergences. Up here you have 4 bearish divergences. We also have this trend signal line, as well as bullish dynamic support zones. We also have dynamic resistance zones when you're coming on the way down, as well as a trend signal line. We have the weekly view. We have all this. And in addition to all this, the BitLab trend fuel down here on the bottom, which has essentially momentum direction, as well as stochastics, as well as RSI, as well as signals for when things are shifting in opposite directions. And of course, we also have this control panel, this dashboard here on the right-hand side, which is just a quick look. It reads the different signals, and you can look. Oh man, we got predominantly neutral and then predominantly bearish. We have one bullish indication here, and that's just the VWAP is angled up. I would not trade just on that. But if we come down here onto the 2 hour, let's see how that narrative changes. You can see you have a very quick look to see where you're at, and you compare this with what's going on with volume, your order blocks, as well as your point of control and volume levels, and then your bearish and bullish signals. These three things combined, which all combine about 18 different signals within them, gives you an incredible look at what's going on in the market. This is the new BitLab trading stack. This will be rolling out here in just a matter of days, if it's not already out when you see this. So head over to bitlabacademy.com. You could be among the first to get it. You're still going to see the old content on there for the previous trading stack. We are updating that content in the next 24 hours, but you will be getting access to this when you if you purchase over there. Just to shout that out, bitlabacademy.com. All of our courses, we have so much stuff in here that you can gain access to with the all access membership. If you want the indicators, if you want the courses and the premium Discord right here, I want all access. You can still use Give Me 30 for 30% off your first month, but I recommend getting the BitLab Pro right here. This gives you access to all the indicators, all the courses, and the premium Discord. This gives it to you for about 30% off everything together. So you're paying under $100 a month for everything. If you want just the indicators, you come right here, BitLab Indicators, and you sign up right here. This is all the content from the previous indicator set before we upgraded. But when you sign up here, you will be getting the new BitLab trading stack when you sign up. Now, had to share what we're working on. Didn't mean that for that to be a shill, but I got to share with you guys what we're working on and all this stuff that's coming out. So, looking here. We're right here on this 0.5. And remember, everybody, back here, I was talking about looking at these 382 and the 0.5 and the 618. So you're bearish. When I did it on the BitBoy channel, not here on BitLab, all you guys all know what's up. I saw bearish signals, and this is exactly what's happened. Now we're losing this key level. And look at this. We have a bit of a continuation pattern coming on now. We want to watch how this, let's go to the 4 hour. We want to watch how the price action on this potentially, when this does retrace it all, where does it reject? Does it reject at this 20 moving average here within this EMA ribbon? part of the BitLab intelligence indicator? Does it come up to the trend signal line, this 50 moving average, which is red, and it's below the weekly VWAP? What's going on here? Look at this. All these red candles on the momentum wave here is showing that there's a lot of selling volume in here, which is like things are looking bearish. This is looking like it does want to attempt a bit lower. We do have a wick though with some bullish buying. We have another wick with some bullish buying. Looks like there is a continuation to the downside in store, but it does look like there will at some point be some sort of relief rally up that I think will get rejected. Look at all the selling volume here. And you already knew this was a lot of selling volume because you see these purple candles. These purple candles are part of the BitLab intelligence. See how it turned purple? It lets you know on these candles you're having high selling volume. And similarly, when you get teal candles like this right here, shows you had a lot of buying volume here. And then the buying volume, a lot of volume on this candle that was bullish that then flipped bearish. So this let you know that this was a stopping candle and you're likely going to come down. What happened? A lot of volume, stopping volume, boom, down. And we had the M formation, and we had the bearish signal right here, and we had the VWAP angled to the downside right here. So in this case, on this sort of pattern right here, I would see the RSI coming down. I'd see a lot of volume coming up. And I on this signal right here, I would not have necessarily taken a trade on this zone right here because I still see that the momentum was angled to the upside. I would have waited until the small little, on this zone right here, this is exactly where I would have taken a short because we have this clipping. We have the triangle down here showing that the contraction of momentum is happening. We have a lower high. We have the front running bearish signal. And then right here, the VWAP is angled down, crossing the zero line. Boom, that was the signal to take that short or to exit any sort of long you had if you're doing small time frame trading. So then where we see right here, as I said, we pointed all this out. If this does retrace, we get a strong candle. If the strong candle comes up and we get rejected at this level, 29,645, then we're going to be watching for this level and then lower. Let's go ahead. It's time to do some turbo TA. All right. Quant, IMX, Algo, KDM, Flux, Injective, FET, Kopi, CAS, GRT. Can we get them all done? Let's do it. Shout out if you own any of those coins. Everybody hit the like button right now. Hit the subscribe button. Ding the bell. Remember, if we get over 220 likes today, I'll give away a 3-month membership to the BitLab Trading Stack. We will do it. So get involved. Let's go ahead and break down these charts. So what are we starting with? QNT is the first one on the list. All right. Quant, where are you at? Where's my quant holders? If you're a quant holder, throw quant in chat right now. What level did you buy your first? What level did you buy at first time? What level did you buy at last time? Let me know in chat. Look at this. This is not a Head and Shoulders, but a lot of similarities here. Shoulder, head, and this is not a shoulder, but the fact that we had a push up, larger push up, attempt, and this is now breaking this regional low right here. This is, I mean, look down here on the dashboard, bottom right, red, neutral, red. We know what this looks like on the 3-day. There's some attempts here, but RSI is angled down. Stochastics are kind of, that's not stochastics, that's the VWAP. Turn this on right here, stochastic K-line. Stochastics angled down, VWAP is kind of angled up, but this is just because price tends to oscillate around the VWAP. So that's not the strongest signal, especially as momentum is pushing down, stochastics pushing down, RSI pushing down. And look at this, M formation. Yeah, if we take out this low right here, if we take out 95, this is on the 3-day, then I think we're going to be it's going to be a little scary. So let's come over here to the 8-hour. We got a long ways to go to get there, but what is that? That's still a pretty substantial drop from where we're at now. That's a 5% drop, a little over 4% drop to get down there. I think likely if we do come down there, likely bounce, a little bit of relief. The question is going to be, will it hold when it comes back down? We'll have to look at the context of the market when that happens. If this does hold here, which is this low over here, we see this low right there, option J or alt J if you're on PC. gives you the horizontal ray, so you're not doing a line across the entire screen. And look, this is where it's bouncing. So my target for this coming down is, I won't say ultimate target, but I do think this is going to test this 98.5 again. And if we lose this, then we're coming down to 95. If we're able to hold this zone, then I mean, I'll just do local level. It doesn't have to come. It's got to take out. We're on the 8 hour. Let's go to the 4 hour. It's got to take out here this weekly VWAP at $100. And this is $100 is also kind of in line with where the lows of this previous range are. So yeah, Quant is actually holding a little better in the last day or a couple days when the alts have really been eaten up. How to wash that down but bought back up. How to wash that down and bought back up. I do think there's probably some institutional money behind this because of all their engagements with sovereign countries, sovereign governments, and CBDC development, and also a lot of the software stuff that they're developing. So I do have my eye on this. That's what I'm seeing now. GRT, IMX. If you're an IMX holder, throw it in the chat. Let me know if you're an IMX holder. What price did you buy at first? What price did you buy at last? Roll over Beethoven. Coming down. This is holding right here on this sort of zone right here. See this price action? This is why I have the crosshairs on my, with the dotted lines go out all the way across my chart, so I could put my mouse over here and see where the interaction is of the price action on the right side. So it's kind of holding in the zone. It did breach these highs. It's kind of, it's testing the waters, but as it stands right now, this is looking a little bit like it may have basically stair step, boom, boom, boom. Ultimately, I'm looking for the price for IMX to likely test down to the 57 to 50, 59 sort of region. We'll have to reevaluate once it gets there. If this does push up, if IMX does push up, I mean, first levels first. If this does push up, I'd like to see it break past 65. I see if this does push up, it likely will get rejected here. But if it does break this, then testing potentially up here to these lows, 69. But I see this as less likely. If we zoom out here, we do see that we're getting a little bit of this angle to the upside, the momentum contracting. We also have the stochastics have, bottomed out and are moving to the upside. RSI is angled down though. This looks weak. There's not enough concerted energy. There's no bullish divergences down here, but we have a bearish divergence immediately after. Look at that. This is looking weak. I'm looking for the test down here. IMX, Algo. Algo, you go. You algo holder? Let me know if you're an algo holder. Crimson Caravan Company. 8070 DCA and on the way down. All right. Got 195 people in the room. Only 166 likes. Everybody hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Join us here in our community. Let's look at algo. This is not, am I on? Okay. You know why? Because I have my algo on the right. I have another chart that has a lot of lines. Just getting crazy. Looking weak. Let's go ahead and delete this Fibonacci. Let's go ahead and turn off the BitLab volume at this moment. Yeah. So currently, remember we drew this, I think it was yesterday. This has come back down and tested right on this line. If we lose this line, I think this is, what is that? This line from? Okay. Previous price action. Just making sure my ducks were in a row there. So this is why it bounced there. That previous low that we had from a long time ago. This bounced here, came back up to this trend line here. If we lose these levels, then price action, we're in a deviation above the 50 move. This is on the 3-day. What am I doing? Get on back on the, I was like, the signals look so bizarre because I was not on the 4-hour anymore. So if we lose these levels, if we lose 10 cents, I do think price is going to be coming much lower. Maybe down even into the, potentially could it come all the way down to the 7s. potentially could come somewhere down in here, 6, 7 zone, because we see we are tapping on these zones. I will say that this is trying to hold on to this zone right here, but we see that we almost have a flat level here. Flat level here. If we go to algo, I'm gonna do it on another chart. We look at this like this. It looks like we do have a sort of descending level right here with a flat, bit of almost a flat level here, which is a descending triangle. And we are breaching below that sort of zone right now. Let's kind of draw this a little better there. We are breaching below the zone right now, but this is somewhat of just a very quickly drawn support line. If this does sort of come up in any sort of level here and reject down, again, I do see those lower lows for algo, lower from where it currently is. I mean, KDM, I don't know if have we ever looked at KDM? What the hell is KDM? KDM doesn't come up. You'll have to let me know what the hell you're talking about. Flux. Are you a Flux holder? I don't think I've ever owned Flux. All right, so let's look at it. Zippity doo dah. Some neutral, and then it's mixed neutral bearish. So that would ultimately be bearish. We have the stochastics. You see, if I double click on this trim fuel, we have a sort of descending trend line on the stochastics getting rejected, which is suggesting it's likely coming down. The VWAP tried to come up. It's getting rejected back down. Money flow is negative. That's a purple wave here. Very little positive. If I turn off the VWAP, you see a lot more on here. The money flow positive, money flow negative. Gray is when it's just neutral. This negative money flow, large expansion with actual higher volume in the momentum to the downside. Stochastics angled to the downside. Yeah, this is looking like it's likely going to the downside. Are you going to the dark side? Okay. Yeah, we got new lows on this bastard too. So this has come into what looks like it's trying to form a floor, though. I will say that, but there's no way for me to look to see where there's any price level below this. If we really wanted to get a level, we can come right here. This is a previous range up and down. Let's draw this across. So if we did that, 1.618 is down here at the 32 cents, 1.786, 30, just under 31 cents. The 2.618 is down at 22 cents. And I'm just getting this from doing a Fibonacci retracement expansion from this range to this range right here. And that kind of gives us those levels. But this is looking weak. I hope it doesn't wreck people. We got through a lot of them. We got some more to do. Let's do injective. Told you I'd get to it. Hit that like button. Hit that super chat. Hit that subscribe button. I meant. We're only at 178. We don't got that much. If every single person in the room hits the like button right now, we'll be getting to that 220. I'll be able to give it away a 3-month subscription to the new BitLab trading stack. This looks kind of, double top right here. Kind of a shoulder, head, kind of shoulder. Not quite, but either way, structurally, this is saying reversal, come down, leg down, stair step down. I'm looking for a little bit of a stair step, likely continuation to the downside on objective. I'm on the 12-hour though, so let's look at the 4-hour. A lot of negative money flow here. See how the light purple wave here? This is a blue wave is positive money flow. Negative here. Stochastics are topping out. See, they're coming up to a level in which they've topped out time and time again. And if we want to look at this, we have RSI angled sharply down. Is it going to find support there though? Because it doesn't look like there's a little bit of a support line. But if I had to guess on injective, this is looking like it's trying to do something, but it also did that here. And then deviation down, sideways. We got the reversal symbol down. We do have two bullish divergences here, money flow and momentum, but very small time frame. This is, yeah, man, it's so, I'm looking at this right here, option J. See this level right here, rejection, rejection, bounce. I'm looking next levels down for injective to come down to 6.79 and 6.64 as a highest likelihood. Yeah, because this is screaming breakdown. Ultimately, I think the price is actually probably coming into this zone right here. Come on, sucker. Shit, I got to click things 4 times for it to work. You get irritated, Kelly, today. My inner father is coming out. I think the price is likely coming down into this level down here, 5.8. This would be an excellent sort of buy zone for injective. If this breaks down further, that would just suck. So we'll just leave it there for right now. Let's look at this actually from here. Option F, bottom to top. Look at where we're at right now. Man, I wonder why we're bouncing. Golden pocket from this move right here. Golden pocket. If we lose this level, this is suggesting we are coming down much lower. Probably even lower to this. Probably even, I would say, move it now. Retesting this sort of zone here. Bounce here. Bounce, a lot of interaction here. Trend shifts right here at the top, down, another reversal down. Yeah, I'm seeing weakness. I see weakness, baby. Fetty wop. Double click. So you see these lines right here. These diamond lines. This is on the BitLab Intelligence. This is the it's basically measuring for when stopping volume happens on the chart. And what I mean by that is you see this candle right here, candle, we get this yellow. This yellow means we had a lot of volume to the upside. And even though we had buying volume, even though there was buying volume here, the candle closed bearish because somehow the bears overpowered the bulls in this. So there's a line drawn from the high of that candle all the way over here to where the next time that candle happens. And it also allows you to see some sort of ideas of where projected stop losses or take profits could be. So in this case, when this happened right here, it happens in yellow and purple here. We see this right here. This level, if you were to go long, and we're coming up to this zone, if you were to go long on this signal, looking at all this, you have the momentum coming up, you have the stochastics angled up, and you get this single, and the price action is coming up, then you get this level that you can essentially set on the price moving up, a little bit of a stop loss as price is moving up, because once you break back below that level, things start not being as good. And we see, not being good for what's going on. And similarly, when we come over here, if you're entering some sort of short somewhere in the zone, a good stop loss would be this is just an idea also from one of our devs, Ray, that you could essentially put a stop loss here, or if price action moves against you in that direction, not take that trade. It also acts as a little bit of a support projected forward. So seeing right here, as price action comes down, where does this bounce? Right on where this purple line is. Comes down again, bounces, kind of breaches it. So this is looking like it's kind of holding regionally at this level as well as where these previous lows are right now. If we lose this level on fetch.ai, then I do think that we're coming down to these lower levels, which is, this is not that, it doesn't feel like it's big because it's 2 cents. But that's a 9% move. That's why you need to understand percentages rather than price. Look at percentages rather than price. If this does bounce here, we do have level right above this. If this does bounce here, we see all these lows right here. If this does bounce here, I'd be looking at potential rejection actually at this trend signal line, the 50 moving average. If it takes that out, then I do think it will get rejected at 2088. So that's what I'm seeing. Let's look at GRT. We're going to do super turbo TA. Let's look at bearish angle down. This is where we're looking right here. I'm looking at a likely move down to that 938. If this does rally a little bit, I do think it's going to continue down. That's that level. Next level down would be right here, option J. Why? We had a strong bounce there. We had a rejection just below this. We had a lot of price interactivity around this level. So I'll be looking at that 793 if we continue down. And I do ultimately think if the markets start going down very badly, this potentially could come down even further. Option F, Fibonacci. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Option F, Fibonacci from there to the top. Let's do from the candle bodies. Look at that. Look at where we're trading right now, right in the golden pocket. It's actually broke it. Came down, bounced, fell through, came back, deviation above, fell right into it. Support, lost it. 786. This level is where I'm looking actually for it to go. 79 to 84. That's what I'm seeing. And then the last one we're going to do, Super Turbo TA, KAS. Let's get it. I don't want to look at it on let's look at it on look at it on BitGet. Brought to you by BitGet. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff with them here very shortly. Had a long conversation with their team yesterday. We got some really great things in store. This is actually looking quite bullish because it's like this, but the context of the market suggests that because we got this and this is coming back to test this level, this is going to be the junction point, the decision point right here for Kaspa if this is going to basically perform contrary to the market or break down like everything else. Because this is looking, you know, it's testing right in the zone. If we lose this level, then potentially this level right here, which is 3.4 cents. If we lose that, then we're coming much lower down here to 2.7 cents. Now, if we go on from this move right here, option F, all the way to the top here, golden pocket would suggest that we may have some interaction down here at the 3.17 sort of cent load. This is also where this bounced. So somewhere in this zone, if we do think there might be a pullback and then a reversal, would be the 317 to the 335, this sort of zone here. And if we lose this level, then we are coming down to 2.7 and, you know, potentially even lower. But everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. I think it's time to make sure that you head over to my page, give me a follow right here at Kelly Kellam. You can see it right there. Make sure you're following the correct Kelly Kellam, blue check, hit logo. Make sure you're following BitLab Academy. Give the retweet, give the like button. We're doing a giveaway tomorrow. This is how you enter, sharing the love of what we're doing on the stream. And I'll be seeing you guys 3 p.m. this afternoon. See you live on air. My friends, I love you all. And make sure you're checking out BitLab Academy. Join us here. Hit that subscribe button. Get involved. BitLabAcademy.com. Check out everything we got. I'll be seeing you guys in there. And with that, that's all I got. Where is the thing? That's all I got, everybody. Adios. Adios, muchachos. Thank you for coming. Thank you for always tuning in. Hit that like button, sucker. Love you guys.